Hi, I'm Tim Linsdau, video director and a Christian. Today I'd like to talk about something that's really important for everyone, but more specifically would be important for senior citizens, which I am one. I've got some literature here from our district attorney on elder abuse. And I've just recently attended a seminar on the subject. I know how important it is. That abuse can be a number of ways. It can be physical, mental, financial, and all of these are important. So I'm going to go over mostly financial, which seems to have one of the biggest effects right now. We as seniors have a lot to be thankful for. We've gained a lot over time. And criminals, knowing that, and our desire to be generous. America's the most generous nation in the world. We're used to being generous. So when somebody calls you up and, police department, they say they're police, they're firemen, we need donations. None of them do that, so all that stuff is fake. Or someone calls you and they're saying that your nephew or your niece is locked up in who knows where and needs so much amount of money. All that stuff is fake. If you ever have a question on something like that, somebody calling you, ask for their number, ask for an address, ask for names. Because if they don't give them to you, they're lying. They should be open to do that. And another area is you're not going to win the Canadian lottery or the Nigerian lottery or a special amount of money from Madrid, Spain. It's not going to happen. And if it does, they're not going to call you and ask you for money to cover some fee. And unfortunately, probably the simplest way to tell that is if for some crazy reason you give them any money, they're going to call you again and ask for another fee. That's your second dire warning. You made a huge mistake. So one of the things to do is to find help. And a district attorney is a great place to go. I mean, they have all kinds of literature to help you get through the dangers of that, and get that kind of information. You might have a senior center that has that information too. If your senior center or some local group is giving a seminar on how to avoid these things, please go. I mean, they got some good stuff to help you through this. Because they're preying on your weaknesses, your generosity, your fears, and they're very good at it. So always be aware of that. Sorry for the airplane noise in the background. But you should be able to hear me just fine. If you have a good, trusted family member, it's always been good to you in every way, because unfortunately a lot of abuse happens from relatives, very close relatives. They can take advantage of you. Now, if they've been good in every way, never any physical abuse or mental, you can really trust them. Then you want to get them to help you. Some simple things are like your bank account, your statements. They should review them with you. You could go to your bank and have them reviewed too. Even though recently one of our branches I go to had somebody that was a bank person involved in stealing from seniors. They became friends like family and totally fooled these people. It was a terrible thing. So make sure you can trust the person that you're working with. So find somebody to go over your bank accounts, to go over your credit cards, statements, and see if there's anything weird showing up on there that you've never shopped there. Doesn't make sense. To keep an eye on those things. So always pay attention to that. What to do right away if you think you've had something wrong: call a fraud department. Ask them to freeze your accounts, change passwords and pins on your accounts. Three big ones are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. I'll put up those numbers so that you could contact them easily, and hopefully this will be a benefit to you. And you want to get your free credit report from them right away. Immediately, you might have to pay a fee to them, but it's a good place to start reviewing your reports. A fraud alert is free that can be put up on those accounts. I remember having a credit card company contact me that they were replacing my card. Apparently somebody had hacked the cards, and one of the ways they found out, or had gotten a number somewhere, is when the I believe it was a retailer, the people tried to use that number, and the retailer asked for their birth date and other identifying marks. Well, they couldn't give it to them. Well, immediately the retailer reacted and called in on that card and prevented any abuse on it, which was terrific. And I've had other relatives suffer the same fate, but caught it in time. That's what's a good idea, to check your credit card statements. Look for anything odd. These people are very good at what they do as criminals. Complete the FTC's online complaint form, and I'll put that address up for you. Print and save your FTC identity theft affidavit. That's really important in making a police report. So you want to take that with you and go down to the police station. When you go, you have to have a government-issued ID and photo, proof of address, which could be utility bills. Proof of the theft, which could be on your statement. FTC memo, law enforcement. Tell the police someone stole your identity and you need to file a report. Then ask for a copy of the police report. You may need other steps to complete. Create an identity theft report by combining your FTC report, identity theft affidavit with your police report. All important stuff. I got one here that's pretty quick with 10 steps. It's really important. I'm going to go through this rather quickly. Again, go to your senior center or get a hold of your district attorney office, and they can give you a lot of this information. Choose a caregiver with caution. Very important. Find out references. Keep an inventory of all your jewelry, especially if you have somebody visiting your home. Make sure could be a house cleaner. It's a terrible thing. I've cleaned houses and people leave stuff all over. Every home should have a shredder. Go down to Home Depot. You can probably get one off Amazon simply. Shred all things that have your contact information on it. Most junk mail you get, so to speak, contains a small amount of your contact information, so you don't necessarily need to shred it all, but look it over. You could, if you want to, just drop the envelope in there and shred it. Protect your incoming, outgoing mail. Get a hold of your mail right away. Don't put payments in an unsecured mailbox. Go to the post office. So keep an eye on your mailbox, especially if it's unsecured. Obtain a credit search on yourself at least 2 or 3 times a year. Every telephone should have caller ID. Most of them do nowadays. If you don't recognize the person on the number, don't answer it. Let your answering machine answer it. And usually they won't, because they know they're not going to get a hold of you. We talked about the lotteries, the fake lotteries. Excuse me a second. Allow your bank to send a copy of your monthly statement to a trusted family member. We talked about that. That's not a bad idea, but might be better to sit down and have a cup of coffee with a friendly, trusted family member. They appreciate the time. Don't assume that friendly handyman is licensed or qualified. And that's, look up trusted handyman service sites. There's a number of them. I'll put up a name or 2 of those. Excuse me. And if you got somebody come over to fix something, see if you can get that trusted family member to come over and join you while they're working. Not a bad idea. Always have a second line of defense at your front door, some type of security. Excuse me, a security door would be good. Excuse me. Or a chain lock on your door, that would be good. So, keep an eye on what's going around. If you're on a busy street at night, keep things locked up. You just never know. I've had it happen a couple of times. People come to the door with a fraudulent, I'm in trouble, somebody's following me. I always tell them, well, I'll call the police for you. They'll disappear, they'll run. You'd be surprised how close you can come to trouble. So be careful. Think about these things. I've experienced some of them and was aware of what was going on. And be careful. So keep an eye on things. There's help available. Get a trusted family member to help you. Pay attention to these things. One more very important thing for identity theft is don't carry your Social Security card. More than likely you've already memorized it anyway. They recommend do not carry that thing. If your driver's license has it on it, ask your DMV to take that off. Many states have. So you want to keep your Social Security card number out of your billfold. You don't need it, especially if you've memorized it. So they highly recommend that. Thank you. I'm Tim Linsdau. Comment and like on my video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.